Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting my second reading thrillers by Black authors reading vlog. In this reading vlog, I will be reading Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. Absolutely loved 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕 by this author. I read that last year. It was the second favorite book of last year. Like, it was up there, you guys. And then I'm going to be reading The Wife by 𝒊𝒏𝒅. This is the one that I always hear about when this author is referenced. And then I am also going to be reading The Jigsaw Man, which also might be a little horror. I don't know. It's probably going to end up being thrillery. But anyway, I have heard some people call this horror, but I don't know. We're going to read it in this vlog. I have already started Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. I am 134 pages in, and I am enjoying it. It was a slow start. I don't remember 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕 being a slow start, but this one was. And I was worried because I was like, oh no, is it not going to live up to 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕? And for that reason, I don't think it will be as good as 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕, just because I was really entertained throughout that book from start to finish. But in this one, it was just like a slow start. It is like a short book, but what I do love about it is that it's set in Virginia, and it's mentioning places and towns and interstates and roads that I am familiar with. But basically you have this guy named Beauregard, and he is kind of down on his luck, like with money. His garage isn't doing that well. His mother is in this living facility, and something is wrong with her Medicaid. He just needs money, and he's not making it like the traditional way. So he hears about this opportunity and he decides to take it, and it is about that heist. The heist part, which is what I was going into it for, I knew that would be the more action-packed part of the story. That didn't take place until 100 pages into the novel. So the first 100 pages, you're really setting up the characters, realizing why he needs this money, why he's taking this job, setting up the crew that is going to do the heist, because he's just the getaway driver, and then them actually performing the heist. And now it is time for payout. That's where I am right now, and it's, like I said, page 134. So the first 100 pages, you know, obligatory introduction, but I wasn't that interested. It was a little slow. I was kind of, I don't know. Anyway, now I am definitely much more interested in the direction that the story is going to take, because I still have 50% of the novel to go. So very interested to see, you know, what's going to happen with that one. Hello, Charlie. You want to read with mommy? All right, we're gonna read. All right, friends, I thought I would check in for Blacktop Wasteland one more time before the finish. But first, yes, I have little cloud pimple patches, and they are the cutest. Anyway, Blacktop Wasteland, now that we have done the heist, they have been paid. It's who's lying low, who's not lying low, who's gonna come after them because of what they stole, and we're kind of seeing the fallout of that. We're following a couple different characters as we find out what happened to them after the heist. Are they safe now? Are they not safe now? What's the aftermath situation? So that's basically where I'm at. I am on page 183, and I'm hoping to finish this fairly soon. Great news, I finished Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby, and I did really enjoy this one. Not as much as 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕s, but it definitely has that like high octane, heist, get revenge, take out the bad guy feeling that 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕s had. Definitely like gruesome deaths, things like that. So if you were a little bit squeamish in 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕s, you probably will be in here as well. Some of it was on page, some of it was kind of like alluded to. And I do think that in the end, I got to know 𒒂💏𒒂💏, but I just didn't like him as much as Ike and Buddy Lee. It was funny. I was definitely laughing out loud. I think that's something that is really strong in this author's works, because I was laughing in Razorblade Tears, even with all the like crazy things happening and the action and all of that. I was also laughing in this one. It's just, they would just say the funniest one-liners. Also, in the audiobook that I was listening to on Hoopla, it had a little like author's interview at the very end, so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And I think that the narration was really good, so the voice actor, the narrator did a really good job. I'm kind of stumped though of like what to rate this book, because it's definitely like a 3 or a 4 stars. It's not a 5 because it wasn't like great start to finish for me, and I didn't enjoy it as much as Razorblade Tears, obviously. All right, friends, I'm here with a little bit of a reading update. I decided to rate Blacktop Wasteland 3 out of 5 stars because I really did enjoy the overall story, but it's only like 285 pages, and 100 pages of that was setup, and I just don't think the characters are gonna like stick with me as much as the ones from Razorblade Tears. I think the main character's name will stand out because I don't read many names with the name Beauregard with the nickname of Bug, but other than like that and him being like a getaway driver, I don't know. I don't think it's going to stick with me as much. I think the story is going to like kind of fade into the background over time. I mean, we shall see, but 100 pages of it was like set up, and then I only had like 185 pages of the actual story. So I don't know, take that for what you will, but I still highly recommend this, especially if you liked Razorblade Tears or you like fast action kind of thrillers. And then I did start The Wife by Alifair Burke last night. I made it to chapter 10, page 59, and I'm not too sure the direction that the story is going to go on. I didn't read the full synopsis on the back. All I know is that he has a scandal and she has a secret, but I don't know who the her is. I'm assuming it's the husband in this one. So at the beginning of the novel, we find out that the husband like tells his wife like, oh, I had a run-in with a student, and she said like sexual misconduct or whatever, but it was like literally nothing. But there's this whole investigation going on, and I just don't know like where it's gonna go, if that is the main storyline or not. But the girl was telling the detectives that like what happened, and it wasn't an unbelievable story. It was a very believable story, but it's almost like it's hard to talk about because she almost says like, oh, should I make it up and say he went further than he did or something like that. So it's just really sad that like as women, we have to explain ourselves when something makes us uncomfortable or when things go past our comfort level, or, you know, like this is my bubble, don't break into my bubble type thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but there is that going on. So yeah, there's like these interview portions happening. I don't feel really grounded in the story quite yet. Yeah, so, and oh, and also he's like a teacher at like a really prestigious school. He has a podcast. He's written a book. He kind of is a guest speaker on like radio, news, things like that. So I guess I'm going to read the full synopsis, and it says, oh yeah, she has this son that has possible autism. I don't think they've said that yet, or maybe they have, but she basically had a reboot of her life when Jason came into her life, and he took on not only her but her son, and that places Angela near the spotlight she works so carefully to avoid when a college intern makes an accusation against Jason. And then another woman, Carrie Lynch, comes forward with an even more troubling allegation. Their perfect life begins to unravel. So far, I'm just dealing with the first intern. I don't really remember her name. So Rachel is the first woman that there's like the case about, and now I guess there's going to be another one. And Jason insists that he's innocent. Angela believes him, but then Carrie disappears and Angela's forced to take a closer look. Both the man she married and the women she chose not to believe. Yeah, I can't imagine if like my husband had allegations against him, because I know how he is with me and I would never think that he would do anything like that inappropriate or anything. So I can understand like where she's coming from, but also like, why would these women make this thing up? I just don't think there's women out there making up things like this, like in general in the world. Like, why would you do that? You know, so I just tend to err on the side of like believing the woman, because I don't think any woman wants media attention in that way. So I don't know, it's a difficult situation to be in for sure. I know I look terrible right now, but I'm not really having fun. Have you ever had a UTI, urinary tract infection? Well, that's what I have right now, and I'm not having a lot of fun. Had to go to the doctor, had to get some medication, and I'm kind of hating life right now, to be completely honest. So I want to keep this short and sweet so I can hop back in bed, put the heater pad on, and try to relax. I did manage to finish The Wife by 𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔 last night, and overall I really enjoyed this story. I thought it was intriguing, like start to finish. I was definitely page turning. I read it all in a day. At the beginning, I didn't know like what direction it was heading, other than like a husband and a wife that are like happily married. He's very like popular. He's very good looking. He's this like tenured professor at NYU. He has a podcast. He has a best-selling book, and his wife Angela has a child, and they came there, and she kind of wants to stay out of the spotlight. She doesn't mind supporting her husband. She doesn't mind him doing his own thing, but she's kind of like support him from the sidelines type person. But he mentions one evening that he had like this run-in with one of his interns, and the next thing you know, she is accusing him of sexual assault, and there is an investigation out. And the wife doesn't know, like she doesn't think her husband would do that, but at the same time she's like, why would this intern make this up? And then another woman comes forward, and then that woman goes missing. So you're all just trying to find out, like, did he or didn't he, and you know, all of the ins and outs of that. I think it did have some very good discussions. I did write those in my review. One thing, she was like, am I being stupid believing Jason? Am I being stupid? I mean, he says he made some sarcastic comment about her getting married too young, and she turns that into a sexual assault allegation. What am I missing? And then there is another one right here. Oh, this is the girl Rachel talking to like the detectives and stuff like that. And she says, so is there no way to prove such a thing? She asked, her voice jumping an octave. Instead of pulling back, I should have waited until he raped me so I would have scientific evidence. Because in her case, like there was no actual like intercourse, exchanging of bodily fluids or anything, no DNA. So it was just basically like a he said, she said type thing. And then a little bit later, whatever this woman's story is, it's going to boil down to his word against hers, and the prosecution needs proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Even if they have DNA evidence, the DA has to prove that it wasn't consensual. What? Why are you looking at me like that? And the way you're talking about it so casual. And then there's other things too. But yeah, so there's lots of good like topics explored in this, but I liked the ending, but I didn't like that that was the ending based off of the themes and the topics that we had explored. I don't know, they didn't mesh well to me personally, but overall really enjoyed it. Would recommend it. I also rated The X by this author 3 stars, and I'm rating this one 3 stars. So will I pick up something from this author again? Yes, I will. So far we have 2 3-star reads. I did decide to rate this 3 stars. And next up, last book on the list is The Jigsaw Man. And I tried starting this last night. I only made it to chapter 4, page 31. And I'm going to dive back into this as I'm sitting in bed trying to get over the pain that my body is wreaking on me. So, talk to you guys later. I wish I had better news, but I DNF'd Jigsaw Man last night. I never wanted to pick it up very much, so I didn't get very far. And then last night around like 10:30 I joined some of my book club friends for some sprints to try to like make more progress, and it just wasn't happening. So I stopped on chapter 9, page 55, and I said DNF, slow, boring, can't keep the character straight, and the audiobook was zero help. I mean, there's not much I can tell you about the story because I DNF'd it so soon. Maybe I feel bad. I was like, maybe it's like a mood thing because I'm not feeling good. But basically in the very beginning, there's like some severed bodies found, like the torso, the arms, the legs, and now they're trying to identify who those people are. And you're also just getting to know like all of these characters and all of these names, and I'm like, none of this is sticking with me. I feel like it's another case of something that I mentioned in the night film where every single person is given a name regardless if they're important to the plot or not, and that drives me bananas. So yeah, and then I did read like some spoilers about this, and I just don't know if it's gonna be my thing or not. Let's see, I wanted to see, yeah, Nadine Matheson. She's a criminal defense attorney and winner of the City University Crime Writing Competition. She lives in London, UK. So it is like a British book, which also not really my thing. That audiobook was like narrated and stuff like that, and it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, I decided to DNF it. Will I come back to it? I don't know, but I wanted to have like 3 completed books in this vlog since my last vlog I did DNF 1 book. So I jumped into The Other Black Girl, and I'm already enjoying this one so much more. So that is the plan. Hello friends, I thought I would check in very quickly from my car. I'm going to pick up some medicine from the pharmacy, but I haven't updated you guys in a while. It's been a few days for sure, and I haven't really been making much progress, to be completely honest. I'm reading The Other Black Girl. I am currently on page 157, and it's not that I don't want to be reading, because I really am enjoying the story. I just have not been feeling well. I did share a little bit over on my Instagram stories, but obviously if you missed that, all of that's over with. But yeah, I'm just dealing with a lot of pain right now, and I am trying to figure out what's wrong with me. I've been to my doctor twice. I've been to the ER once, and I'm trying to get in to see a urologist because I've been referred to a urologist from both my doctor and the ER. So I actually have to call them later on today. Yeah, so I haven't been reading, which is unfortunate because this is only like my third book of the month, but I also have to stop and get gas, so that's fun. Okay, I gotta go. I got things to do. Sorry I haven't been like checking in a lot, but hopefully maybe I will get some reading done today. Fingers crossed. So far I'm enjoying it, but I haven't really been able to really focus in, you know? Hello friends. I'm gonna try to sit outside. It's not really that nice of a day, but some fresh air will feel really great. I have been reading a little bit of The Other Black Girl. I have made it to this chapter right here, page 187. So I could possibly finish this today because I'm really just taking it easy. I'm not doing anything that I don't need to do. So no extra work for me today, nothing for YouTube, nothing for my podcast, no chores, no errands, nothing. So I'm just taking it easy today because I am starting to feel just a little bit better. And I don't know if it was the morphine they gave me or what, but I have not had to take pain medication today, and that's really, really good. So I'm just gonna sit out here and read for a little bit and enjoy the cool breeze and, I don't know, the cloudy weather, I guess. Alright friends, it's update time. I finished The Other Black Girl and I enjoyed it, and I'm rating this story 3 out of 5 stars. I just wrote up my review as well, and I'm still not feeling well, so forgive me if I'm a little stumbly with my words. But basically I did overall enjoy the story, and I think you would too if you go into this with different expectations than the marketing or the synopsis, because I went in with like no expectations and I enjoyed it. It's not a thriller. It's marketed as a thriller. If you read the synopsis, it seems like it's going to be a little bit more like fast-paced and thrilling than it is. I didn't find it thrilling at all, but I thought it was very interesting. It had great social commentary. It talked a lot about black hair, and I found those conversations like very interesting because obviously I know little to nothing about black hair, taking care of it, styling, and all of that. So I thought those conversations were like educating in a way. I mean, obviously I don't think I know too much more than I did before I read it, but I really enjoyed those conversations. Yeah, but it's basically about racism in the workplace and just being the only black person working in publishing, like how white publishing is and what it can be like to work in a super white dominated space. So you have Nella, who is working at Wagner Books, and she's been the only black person working there for a very long time. And then another black woman named Hazel starts working there, and she's hoping to kind of like form a connection with her, but then something isn't sitting right with Nella. She starts getting these notes, and they're kind of like threatening in a way, and they're anonymous, so she doesn't know like who's sending them to her, but at the same time she's like, well, Hazel's the only person that is new to the workplace, so maybe it's Hazel. But that doesn't happen. The note part doesn't happen until page 97. And then, so you're already 100 pages into the book before she even gets the very first note. The first 100 pages is really just like setting up Nella, setting up Hazel coming to work there, and touching on the social issues that it is going to talk about throughout the novel. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Even after she gets the note, it doesn't really change pace. It doesn't get any more like thrilling or mysterious. I would say pretty much the whole novel is kind of like this one note of there's this intrigue, there's this like underlying uneasiness, but it's like the characters and the way that they are reacting to, like Nella reacting to getting the letters, it's not letting you get like nervous for her, scared for her. She's just kind of like, you know, oh, whatever, I'm gonna figure out who's doing this. But I don't know, it's just kind of like blasé in a way. So it doesn't let you get like too into it type thing. What else did I say? Yeah, I think if you go into it like thinking it's going to be a thriller, thinking it's going to be fast paced, you're going to be a little bit more disappointed. What else did I say? Yeah, it's not until around like the 300 page mark, I would say, like the very end of the book, the last 50 pages, where things get a little bit, it doesn't get more intense, but things start happening and things get more intriguing, I'll say. As far as the ending, I literally do not know what to think about the twist, but I mean, that's what the author chose to do, and very interesting, you know. And there were these chapters not told in Nella's POV. I think I was like showing you guys a couple of those. Let me see if I can find one. Nope. Yeah, like this one. There were these other POVs sprinkled throughout the novel, and I don't think I got it, number one. I don't think I was able to like piece all of the characters together. I don't know if it was like overlapping characters or new characters or how they fit in with the main storyline. And I think that was just all a little bit confusing, and I think it could have done without those chapters, honestly. It might have been a little bit stronger. I almost feel like it should have been a short story, and it would have been much, much stronger. But overall, I did enjoy it. That's why I'm rating this story 3 out of 5 stars. So let's go over the books that I read for this vlog, or attempted to read for this vlog. Here they are. I started with Blacktop Wasteland by 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒔, and I enjoyed this one, gave it 3 stars. Very happy that I read it, but I don't love it as much as 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒔, obviously. Yeah, so that's that one, 3 stars. And then I read The Wife by Alifair Burke. Also rated this one 3 stars. I would say of the ones that I read, this is going to be the most forgettable one, so take that for what you will. And then I tried to read The Jigsaw Man by Nadine Matheson, and I just could not get into this one. I made it right here to chapter 9, page 55, and it was just like boring, and I really didn't care, and it was really slow and really descriptive, and I feel like every character that was introduced was given a name, and I know they're not all going to be important, but why try to remember all these people? Like, I don't know why authors do that. So I DNF'd this one, and I will most likely be popping this on my Pango books. And then I finished up reading The Other Black Girl and rated it 3 stars. So 1 DNF and 3 3-star books. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye guys.